Nobody wants to read or listen to how intelligent you are or how knowledgeable you are or be lectured. People want to be heard and they want to feel a connection, something that you are saying like, oh my God, that's me. I do that. I feel like that is me. So for you to improve your copywriting with bombing messaging, we need to continue to listen because I'm giving you the formula. Hey, I'm Veronica DiPolo, and with more than 15 years being a marketing strategist, you're going to experience the new way to promote your business with clear and unique messaging by giving you actionable marketing and messaging strategies that get you interested leads to transform the lives of your audiences so that you build up your brand with continuous momentum. Get ready, because here's where we say no to outdated marketing strategies and society norms, and we say yes to change from the inside out. Welcome to the Branding Momentum Podcast. So many of us, when we're doing our copywriting, we tend to teach from the know-it-all perspective, and quite frankly, it is boring. When we do that, we unconsciously do it because that's the way we have been taught how to explain things, and also how, we're doing it from our ego and our point of view. And one of the things that we forget when we're creating copy for social media or for our emails is that people are reading us because there's something that got them to follow us or to give you, that email address that you really want because you want those leads. So keeping them interested and attracting new people is a constant improvement and a hell of a lot of testing and know what's working and to know what's not working on your social media, right? So let's try this little exercise. I want you to actually write a post as if you were doing it your old self. That when I mean your old self, like when you used to do it the way before. Maybe you start your post by talking about how you feel, maybe a little bit of lecturing or how knowledgeable you are, or maybe you are a little bit preaching. I'm not judging you based on that. That's the old way of writing copy and messaging, okay? So maybe to start your post, maybe you are writing something like, I felt great this morning. Well, let me tell you something with all the kindness that I can tell you. Nobody really cares why we're happy or why we're feeling great this morning. Like, nobody really cares about our happiness. They only care about their happiness, right? And I've said this many times, people go to social media to be entertained, empowered, and educated. So if you start your post like, this morning I felt like, oh, I feel, or I want, that won't pique people's interest, okay? What we're going to do is to simply rearrange what you've written to a format that will actually make your copy more appealing to whoever is reading it or actually listening to you, because you can simply apply this on a video as well. And that starts with you, my dear friend. If you connect with what you're writing, then go ahead. But if you have the slightest doubt about that, whatever that you're saying and how you're saying it, then that post will most probably flop. Okay, so look at what you wrote first. And if you don't find anything, then let's do this. Okay, I want you to think of something that you don't agree with what is happening in your niche or in your industry. And think of something like controversial that could actually interest your audience to know a little bit more. Think of things that they would really be wanting to know more. Think of facts that not too many people realize. These can be, like mistakes that people make, or pains and the pain that somebody may have, or a struggle that somebody may have, or even percentages. Things like we have 60,000 thoughts a day and you've been wasting most of them. Things like that. That's a hook, right? I want you to hit them with your best one-liner. And that is what we're going to be calling a hook. You got to, lure them in to read a little bit more and engage with you. And let's say you're posting a video, and that video says most of the things that you want to communicate to them, right? Well, then the copy of that post should be shorter because the video is already your hook, right? So the copy inside needs to come with another hook to get them to read a little bit more. And that one-liner that I mentioned before, we want to get them to engage through that one-liner on your post, right? Maybe it's something that could be very simple, something that, does this message resonate with you? Do you agree? Does this fire you up? Are you mad? Or, you need a hook after a hook. And you're probably thinking, why do I need a second hook? Why? Because you need to make them engage with your post, because you got to let the algorithm know that people are liking what you are saying. So they later can say, oh, people are liking this post. People are liking this video. Maybe the people that don't know you will show up in the search. So we got to make our hooks real clear and on point and catchy, really, really catchy. Okay, so you have two options here. You can tell them to comment below as your call to action, or you can make them an offer about something that you have that is for free. So if you have a freebie, this is the perfect time to get them to engage with your post. And I don't want you to write 1,000 words. No, this is something very short and sweet, because you are coming from a video, you made them a hook, you hooked them in on your video, you're giving them an extra hook, and then you're going to give them something in return, or you're going to ask for them to do something after that, right? You can tell them, write the word Friday below if you want my special Black Friday discount, and I'll send the link to your DMs. That is something very clear, very short. And why would they not want a discount? No brainer, right? You're piquing their interest, right? So you can say, if you want more tips on financial freedom, write the word freedom below, and so on. So if you ask me, I would try to keep it short and have one hook, one piece of information that they don't have. And that can be a small advice, it could be educational, it could be an offer, it could be an empowerment piece, or it could be something that is entertaining, and then you finish that post with one simple, clear call to action. So in some cases, you can have two calls to action, like something like, does this resonate with you? Or comment below for the word freedom. These are two call to actions that you are telling them what to do. Remember that call to actions are like commands that you tell them what to do, because people love to know what they should be doing when they like something. So if you give them more than one call to action, why not? Why not? All you want is the algorithm as well to help you boost that post, right? Now, when it comes to your posting your images, I know that images are a little bit different, especially if you don't have anything written on that image, right? If you don't have captions, if you don't have words that are saying, if that image doesn't have a hook, right? Maybe there's a picture of you, or there's a picture of a pet, or of a view, or something that you took. Then you need to be a little bit more mindful when you are crafting your messaging for that image, for that post, right? So there is a small little tweak to the structure that we just talked about. And this can be used for images, not for carousels, okay? I just want to be clear on that, and I will end with a carousel so that you know. So you can start with things like 3 ways to make money this week. Why not? We don't want to alarm you, but this is happening right now. Can we talk about the elephant in the room? I know this one is a cliche, but it works. It really works because it gets people attention. Like, who are you talking about? What elephant in the room? You pique my interest, okay? It's like, or things like most parents overprotect their kids. You gotta elaborate inside, of course. This is not the skin routine you should be doing. Things like that, okay? And so on. So once you have their attention, then you need to always, and I say this very kindly, I say always, I mean always, whatever hook you're saying, whatever struggle, pain, mistake on your hook you are projecting, you're saying in your one-liner, you need to come to their rescue. You need to be empathetic and understand why they might be doing something wrong. And you should, if you've lived it yourself, you should simply be saying, I agree. I went through that myself. Like, you are not alone. I am here for you. And then very shortly, right after your empathetic kind of way, you got to create a small little problem, which of course, you're going to create a small problem and you're going to give them a solution. This is where you're really going to be talking through your knowledge, through your knowing, through your teaching moment, right? And not lecturing. Think of it as if their thinking, their beliefs have been all along not in the right place. And what you are doing is that you're shedding the light on the new kind of way that you want them to be free, be great, be amazing, transform their lives. You want to serve, okay? So that explanation and that solution needs to come from your experience. Also, whenever you are, creating that solution, we have to create also a slight little problem. Why? Because in the end, you want people to actually work with you. You want people to need your content. You want people to need what you are saying to get them hooked to your brain, actually, to your knowledge, but in a very persuasive and very non-egocentric kind of way. So with this slide problem, we are trying to create more curiosity for their part, more curiosity for your offer, for your services. And lastly, once you have given them, you've left them, like hanging there, you can have a call to action to get them to your DMs. You can take them to a special website. You can take them to your service. You can take them to a call with you. You can ask for more comments below. There are more things that you want. You want to hear them out. You want to understand them better. May ask questions all the time. Okay, so I want to go back to what I said before about the carousels. The carousel format is the same as the video format. So that's going to be your hook, because obviously your carousels most probably will have all the information. So you got to treat it as the entire piece is a hook. And then inside, you're going to give them a second hook. You're going to give them something else. You're going to give them an insight or empower them or entertain them or educate them. And then you're going to give them a clear call to action. Listen, if you create this something, if you start testing this on your social media right now and on your emails, and you see that people are reacting, let me know, tag me, but not really that. What I wanted to say is that if it's working and you are getting people's reactions, remember always what you did. Take it as a template as well that you can later use for your other social media post, okay? I would say if you want to make your life easier, make as many hooks and as many call to actions as you may think. Come up with great copy like that you may know that is something that your audience would resonate. Not everybody resonates with everything. Not everybody has the same business. Your business is unique to you, and your audience is unique to you. So be sure to take inspiration as you see on social media with other, like, how are people actually hooking them in? Like, analyze that, right? And then create your own hooks. Create your own call to actions that are fun. It could be emojis, it could be comments, it could be colors, it could be anything. Make something that is really easy for people to comment or say. And then try as much as you can to get them to your DMs, to your messages, because there is where actually the conversation really, really starts, right? That's where you start building connections and community. So be sure to do that. I would suggest that you try at least these formats for at least a month and tweak a little bit here and there and start seeing if they work. All right? I hope you have a wonderful day. I see you same time, same place next week. Bye-bye.